Yo, what is up, fellow YouTubians? This is Mr. Legacy back at you once again with another Redstone Basics video. And guys, I'm so excited to finally kickstart this series off. This is pretty much, the first official episode. Last week is just a little introduction, telling you what the series is about and just a little how-to on something really cool that we got in TU14. For those of you who missed that and haven't seen it, make sure to go and check it out. But I'm just going to repeat really what I said there, is that this is literally Redstone Basics. It can't get any more basic than this, guys, and I'm just going to be explaining everything from foundation levels up. And I mean, this series is going to continue for a while because I mean, we have to go up through quite a lot of stuff, and this is really targeted at people who want to learn how to be good at Redstone, really want to learn how to understand it, or just haven't got a clue what it is and just want to be educated a little bit more in it. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about Redstone logic, basic terms, and kind of what Redstone would be like in real world references. Basic components such as power sources, wiring, and outputs. I'm going to be just talking about the ones that we have on Xbox. I'm not going to be talking about the ones that we have on PC because there's quite a lot of them that we don't have yet for Xbox. And I'm going to be talking about some transmission circuits. I won't be dealing with logic gates and all that yet. I'll do that in more episodes. Maybe next week I might deal with stuff like that. This week I'm going to be dealing with the more basic transmission circuits because I'm starting from kind of foundation levels up. So before we get into this, guys, as usual, I want to remind you all, if you like it, to make sure to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. Specifically, make sure to like and comment. Every like promotes my video, gets it out there. Every comment lets me interact with you all down in the comment section below. Guys, you know what? Comment if you're just saying hi, if you're asking me how my day is, if you're telling me an interesting fact about yourself. I love interacting with you all down in the comment section below. It's my favorite thing to do. So because this is going to be, really long episodes, guys, in this, I'm going to do it in split parts, different parts, and excuse me if my my talking doesn't come as natural as usual because I have stuff jotted down here on a little on my iPad, really, so I won't make mistakes, and so I will be giving you accurate information about everything. It's very hard to remember everything, so I just jotted down a few things. So I will be trying to play the game and read from some notes at the same time, just in case you're wondering, oh, Mr. Legacy, it sounds very weird, like you're reading from something. So yeah, let's get into the actual start of this episode now, guys. So firstly, guys, we're going to cover, some redstone logic, some different redstone terms, because, before really engaging with the actual circuitry of redstone and creating stuff, you kind of need to be familiar with the most, common redstone terms there are. So as you can see here on my emerald board, I have a few different things I want to talk about. And firstly, we have power. So power is, it's basically when a redstone wire is adjacent to a source that transmits power, which is like, a redstone torch feeding into a redstone wire, and it gives it power. However, the further away you are from the source, the lesser the power gets. It's pretty obvious. And the power source can only transmit signals of up to 15 blocks. I think this is something a lot of people probably are not, they're not too familiar with. They don't know that once you go past the 15 blocks limit, you have to pop in a repeater, to keep the power going. And that's something I will talk about, later on. In this, it's repeaters are a way of boosting the signal, of giving it a bit of strength. So next term I want to talk about, is redstone ticks, and people are really confused when it comes to what a redstone tick is and what exactly it means. And a redstone tick is pretty much a moment when Minecraft updates all circuit components as well as the signal. You have different delays. A redstone tick occurs every 0.1 seconds, so that's why you have 4 different ticks on your redstone repeater. So, unlike real-life circuitry, redstone wiring does not need to be closed circuit to function. To further explain this, you must, first get familiar with the next few terms that I'm going to be talking about. It gets a little bit complicated, I suppose, if you haven't got a clue what redstone is. So, I mean, this is really kind of mechanics of how things work. So, first we have the power to mechanism. That's power to mech, if you can see it on my board, I should say. And that's basically that's a basic logic, is that a mechanism components or outputs needs a power source. So for example, a mechanism that you might have is redstone lamp, and you have a redstone torch beside it, and that transmits power to it, and it gives it power, and it turns on your redstone lamp. So that is the most basic term. The next one then is, as you can see, it's power to transmission to mech. I'm going to see if let me see, I'll show you here. Power to transmission to mech. And this is, you know, in times when the output is so far from the source, you kind of need a transmission component to reach the redstone, you know, to extend the redstone power. So as I was saying, a redstone repeater, after 15 blocks, you know, if your redstone is going for more than 15 blocks, you need to put in a redstone repeater, and that will extend the power. And then our final one is a power to power or burnt power kind of mechanism. This is when a power source gives power to another power source. They kind of, you know, they cancel out the latter component from giving power, and then, you know, we pretty much call this a burnt power source. That's when you have like a redstone torch going into another redstone torch. One cancels out the other. I will be going in more depth and all this kind of stuff later on, guys, so I hope this isn't getting too confusing. I hope I'm going slow enough for y'all, and I hope you're understanding. So I'm going to switch over now to the next bit, and I'm going to talk about the different components that we have, you know, different kind of components such as power sources, wiring, and, you know, mechanism components, which are output components that we have for Minecraft Xbox. I will not be explaining the PC components that we have, because, you know, there's absolutely no point, and majority of my audience is for Minecraft Xbox. So let's switch over to that bit now, guys. So guys, now we're going to talk about the different components in Minecraft. The components are separated into three different categories, I should say, according to their function. So first of all, we have the power source components, and these are pretty much the components that give off a power source. As the name would state, they give off different, you know, different power sources when they do different things, such as we have our pressure plates here. We have the wooden one and we have the stone one. When they're stepped on by a player or a mob, they give off a signal. Then we have our trip wire, and you need 2 trip wires for a trip wire to work. So of course you'd have one here, and then you'd have one here connected up with a bit of string. When you walk over the string, you'll hear a little click, and that's when you know it's activated. We have our power source, or sorry, I'm reading the sign. We have our detector rail. So when a minecart goes over a detector rail, it sends off a signal. And then we have our button. The button gives off a 1 pulse signal, and then we have a lever which gives off, you know, like a steady signal. You can turn it on or off. And then we have a redstone torch which gives a continuous power signal. You can't turn it on or off, but there is different ways, you know, of cancelling out that signal. So next we're going to come over here to the transmission components, and these are the different components, you know, like in a real world term, they'd be like using wiring for, you know, electronics. So we have our redstone dust, and our redstone dust can only extend up to 15 blocks. After that, you need to use one of these, which is a repeater, which can either delay or extend a signal. As you can see, you can go to 4 ticks of delay, and that's pretty much how that works. And next are the components, the mechanism or output components, which can receive redstone signals. You know, when they get a redstone signal, power into them, they do different functions. So obviously we have our redstone lamp, which lights up. We have our sticky piston and regular piston, which are used for extending. They're used for, you know, different things such as doors and, you know, secret staircase entrances and all that kind of stuff. Next we have our note block, which is, you know, used for making music. Obviously I never use note blocks. It's something that I genuinely don't have the patience for doing note block songs. Then we have our TNT, of course, which when you give it a bit of power, it starts to kind of like contracts and extends, and then it just blows up. And then we have our redstone powered rail, for when you put a redstone torch beside it, it lights up and it makes your cart go faster. And then of course we have our iron door, which requires, you know, redstone to open it as well. So these are our different categories, our different components. So we have our power source components, we have our transmission components, and then we have our mechanism output components, which, you know, receive power. Just to recap on all of this, these here give the power. These here are like the wiring in a real world term, and they also extend it and can delay it. And these are what receive the redstone power, you know, to power them up, to make them work. They need redstone in order to work. Of course, on PC, we have more of these. For the transmission, we have a redstone comparator. And then we have a few more different options here. We have hoppers and stuff, and we also have a couple of more options here on Minecraft PC for Redstone. But you know, as my audience is primarily Xbox and PS3, there's absolutely no point in going into the PC versions. So next we're going to move over here, guys, to the different transmission circuits. So yeah, I hope you're enjoying so far, and I hope I'm going slow enough that you can kind of comprehend what I'm on about. And as usual, guys, make sure to like, comment, and favorite if you're enjoying this so far. So guys, this is pretty much the last part of this Redstone Basics tutorial video, and we're going to talk about transmission circuits, which are probably the most important bit of this entire video as an all. And we're going to talk about pretty much vertical transmission circuits. We're going to do a bit of repeater here, and I'm just going to talk, you know, a little bit about the horizontal one. The horizontal transmission is really the most basic one. It can be done with redstone wire alone. However, vertical transmission is a little different. There's three different types of vertical transmission, and they're a little bit more difficult. I have them here for you, which is a vertical tower, redstone staircase, and of course a ladder one, which is kind of a new feature for us now with the upside down slabs. So I'm going to go over and I'm going to firstly talk about the vertical torch tower. And as you can see here, we have our vertical torch tower. It's a very easy design to do. So a redstone torch pretty much can power a block above it or a redstone wire below it. This really allows for us, you know, to have a vertical transmission both up and down, depending on the design and what you're kind of going for. If you notice here, the power and the burnt power is alternating. This is pretty much the kind of the example of the power to power that I was talking about earlier, that gives you a burnt power kind of circuit. So next we're going to talk about the redstone staircase, which is pretty much the most basic of all of them to do. And a lot of people don't really know much about these circuits for some reason. I find it very, very weird. So the simplest form really of a vertical transmission, this is the most basic, pretty much the original of the vertical transmission, is the staircase design. This design can transmit, you know, a signal both upwards and downwards, and it's done by, you know, placing a redstone torch, a redstone on top of a diagonal block. And I mean, it's very, very simple. You use your redstone torch up top like so to power it. As you can see, it comes down here like a staircase, and it comes down vertically, and it comes into the redstone lamp, and it powers up the lamp. So next we have the redstone ladder, which involves using half slabs, upside down half slabs. It's a little bit more difficult. It's probably the most difficult of the three of them. So by utilizing, you know, upside down slabs, which we've only really gotten recently, you can, you know, by utilizing upside down slabs, stairs, and glowstone as redstone dust platforms, you can create pretty much a 2x1 ladder that transmit, you know, redstone power upward. And this is very easy. It's pretty much like the vertical design up here, where it transmits power up. And you know, it is my favorite out of the three of them. It's very simple, very easy as well. But people seem to kind of stay away from it because they find it kind of difficult to do. Finally, we have the last part, which is the repeater, and as you can see here, I have like a repeater circuit here, and it's powered into a redstone lamp. So this is pretty much one of the most basic as well, one of the original one. In Minecraft, repeat pretty much means, you know, to strengthen a signal. As I've said, once you go over 15 blocks with the redstone, you need to put in a transmission mechanism there, which is, you know, the repeater to strengthen it up. A normal source can only travel 15 blocks via redstone wire, as I said. With a repeater, the signal power strength will be strengthened by another 15 blocks. If you kind of notice, guys, the red light in the redstone wire is replaced by a dim, darker red farther away from the source. This pretty much visually represents the strength of it. And you know, this is the easiest one to do. Pretty much one of the original ones, along with the redstone staircase kind of, you know, transmission. So I hope you guys enjoyed. As I said, this is just, you know, episode 1. I've been talking about different components, the 3 different components, the transmission circuits, and then I've just been doing a bit of, you know, redstone logic over here, talking about the different terms and stuff. So I know this video is very long, guys, and these videos are generally going to be really long because there's quite a lot to explain, a lot to go through. If you guys want me to cut them down more, you know, maybe do a 3-minute video instead, and you know, upload maybe 3 3-minute videos a week instead of maybe a 10 to 15 10 to 15 minute video, I should say, like this, you know, comment down below. I'm not really sure what way you guys really want me to do it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and next week we're going to talk about different stuff such as logic gates, which are, you know, a lot of people haven't got a clue what logic gates are, so I'm going to go into, you know, an in-depth on them, explain them, and if I have time, hopefully I will get into talking about clock circuits as well, which are, you know, another pretty cool thing to do. And the week after that I might talk about something like a memory circuit or proximity detectors, or, you know, anything like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed. As I said, and I've said a few times throughout this video, make sure to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe if you liked. Specifically, make sure to like and comment. Every like promotes my video, gets it out there. Every comment lets me interact with y'all down in the comment section below. And God knows, guys, I love interacting with y'all down in the comment section below. I try to, you know, respond to as many people as possible, and I'm sorry if I don't respond to you sometimes, because I know, you know, it's so crazy, there's so many people to kind of, you know, respond back to. So I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, guys, I'll see y'all on the dark side.